This episode of the Horror Basement is brought to you by the 16th Annual Full Moon Tattoo and Horror Festival, going on October 27th through the 29th. For more information, go check them out at fullmooninc.net.
Hi, I'm Bill Mosley, and you're in the Horror Basement with JimJam and Jonny Leroy. Lick my plate, you dog dick.
Hey guys, welcome to the Horror Basement, the Tennessee Horror News Podcast. I'm Jonny Leroy. This is JimJam here.
Faces with the names, finally.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you kind of saw... Well, you saw Johnny last time.
Yeah, I got a little cut, haircut, beard shaved.
Yeah, and we're both probably 20 pounds lighter.
Should be.
Yeah.
So, on today's podcast, we went and seen it, and I'm sure everybody's already seen it.
Yeah.
The movie It. The movie. So, but if you haven't seen it, this is going to be a review of it.
With lots of spoilers.
Lots of spoilers. But before we go to any kind of review, don't watch this, go see it. Right?
Don't watch it, go see it.
Don't watch this.
Oh, yeah.
Go see it, and then come back to this.
Yeah.
And hear what our opinions were on it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I haven't read the book. It's 1,100 pages.
Oh, I'm not going to read the book.
I watched this movie. I looked up the book on audible.com. $37. Of course, you get the first 30 days free. 47 hours. So, just say 2 days, 2 hours, 2 hours per day. It would take 24 days out of your 30-day, out of your 30-day free trial.
I bet you can find it on YouTube. Read out.
I don't think I'd want to watch it on YouTube.
Listen to it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to listen to it on YouTube. I don't think.
Well, I'll talk to you later about something else. But anyways, I'm not going to say that on here.
Yeah, anyways. So, how'd you feel about the movie?
Well, I'm going to tell my whole little...
Yeah, tell your whole spiel, your wonderful weekend story of
all right,
watching.
Well, Highway 50 drive-in, I guess, from what I understand, recently opened back up after 10 years of being closed. And they had it along with the Haunted Woods behind it.
Yeah.
And, everybody's wanting to come see this. They sold out the night before, and they changed things up for Saturday night. All kinds of people. It was just a clusterfuck.
Who warned you?
Yeah, Johnny, my wife, multiple people said if you go see this, don't go to the drive-in.
Yeah, don't go to a drive-in to watch this movie.
Yeah, go to the theater.
You can go to the drive-in and watch this movie. You won't get the same effects, in my personal opinion. I don't think you get the same effects in any movie at a drive-in because you're not concentrating on the movie as much. That's like you go and you got your kids and they can kind of bullshit around and stuff, but I don't like any movie at the drive-in. I'm
not going to dog the place, because it was their first time open back up and trying this out. So I guess for what it was, they did good, but
well, it wouldn't be their fault that people,
No.
You said there's kids running around and that's not their fault.
No, that's not at all. But only thing is, I didn't get to watch it pretty much because so many distractions. Of course, car lighting is messing up everything. We sat outside the car. You couldn't hear good then if you sat outside the car. And then the Haunted Woods started. Everybody started lining up for the Haunted Woods 10 minutes before the movie was over. So if you didn't go over there before the movie was over, you was going to be by the road where it ended up being. And
yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah, so I didn't get to see the ending of it. And so we stood in line for 20 minutes or so. Finally got to go through with it. I'm not going to bash their haunt because, like I said, it's first year doing it, from what I understand.
Well, it's a low budget haunt too.
Yeah. I mean, so they had kid actors, so it's a family friendly thing. So if I
little kids too, right?
I heard people screaming, so there was some people getting scared, but I don't want to say I'm a veteran haunter. I guess I'll be a veteran haunt goer, right?
Yeah.
So we're used to the Nashville Nightmare, Slaughterhouse stuff that actually scary.
You're up on the.
Yeah, I'm not going to go all out because I still haven't been to Netherworld or.
No, but you're still used to seeing. I mean, hell, you went to Universal.
Yeah.
I mean, but they had top-notch stuff, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean,
movie.
Yeah, that's what you're used to seeing. You can't judge a low budget compared to these upper echelon $1 million haunts.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way.
I'm going to say this about it. For what it was good. But if you're going to, like I always do, go in expecting the best, and you get let down doing that. But don't go in and expect that. Go in to have fun.
Exactly.
And, if you want to watch that movie or if you want to watch it at that drive-in, get there early so you can get a good spot. Don't take kids because they will distract the hell out of you. Stay in your car and watch it so you can hear better and focus on the movie if you can.
The only thing about a drive-in, though, is I don't know how well they've updated stuff, but just if a movie's dark,
yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be dark because, you still got lights outside and it's like you're not going to be able to see it as well.
And like at Montana Drive-In, they got, of course they got 3 screens, but they don't have, like at this one, they have the concession stand in the middle of the thing shooting out. So but they have where you can park behind the concession stand, but the screen is setting so far up that it's able to do that. But yet you have the bathroom lights in front of you.
That'd be really distracting.
Yeah,
too,
and there was people sitting right beside the bathroom, so that light was glaring on them.
But to me, though, that'd be distracting because people are going in and out.
Oh, yeah.
They do that at a theater,
but it's dark all times.
And with that being said about this movie, I go to matinees.
Yeah.
That's pretty much. I don't go the night of release. I don't go at 7 o'clock at night because it's insane. And like where we live, one theater, whatever, showing movie. And so I go to the 1 o'clock matinee usually all the time. That's what time I go see movies, on Saturday or Sunday.
By the way, that's what I end up.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
I showed up the same time he did, so I can watch it, and then
And this is why I bring this up because he come in a little bit. I mean, it was just a few minutes before the movie started. This was the busiest, like the most packed theater I've ever seen at a 1 o'clock matinee
on a Sunday.
I was like, I've never seen this many people for any movie that I've gone to.
Yeah.
I mean, and I've come in and there's been quite a few people show up for some movies, but this was the most.
Yeah, and usually, like when we go, we sit at the back of the theater, like Johnny was.
I was in the very back.
But of course, we showed up late, so we had to sit at the very front. So we're like this.
Yeah, and I used the. I got there. I was a little bit behind my sister and her friends and nephew's friends, and so I used the Fandango pass. I got on Fandango and I was like, boom, boom. Because the line was out, and I was like, everybody's here to see this damn movie.
Yeah. Well, I used Atom.
I don't know what that is.
You know that little box they got where you scan your ticket? I'm sure you can scan it for the other one too.
Well, but I used the Fandango app to purchase my ticket.
Well, Atom is the same thing. ATOM.
I've never used that.
I used it before because I got a free pass or something.
Oh.
Anyways.
But with that being said, this movie brought in, I've seen things, $117 million.
Opening weekend.
And then I seen something else that it could be 121 or 23 million.
So I guess they haven't got the final.
Well, like the one that said this, like from this morning, said it was 123, but everywhere else is saying 117. But either way,
set a record, didn't it?
Yeah, it's like, it's one of the top movies, rated R movies, especially
the horror movie, like that.
Rated R horror movies to come in at a weekend without a holiday. So it's not a long weekend. It's not a 4-day. It's just a 3-day weekend, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
They don't have that Monday with that record, and that goes to show you. Now, could it be up front, like everybody went and seen it, and nobody else is going to go see it? I mean, that's a possibility. But with word of mouth, this is worth going to see.
But I've been hearing people talking about they're going back just because they.
I thought about going back to watch it.
Yeah,
again.
They find out, like, they'll read about the Easter eggs, and they want to go back because luckily.
But see, I remember all them.
Well, I read about the Easter eggs in the movie Saturday or Sunday morning or something, and when I went back to watch it, I got to I like the part when he's riding the bike and it shows silver.
Yeah, well, I knew that from the first movie. So.
Yeah, so and then in one scene, I didn't watch the first one.
There's still a debate going on, guys.
Yeah, well, and then there's one scene I can't remember the boy's name. But it was he's the one scared of the clowns.
Eddie.
Okay. No, it wasn't Eddie. It was
No, not Eddie Spaghetti. Richie.
Richie, yeah. He went in there and all the covers come off of him, and one of the fake clowns was the original It.
Yeah,
or Pennywise.
I knew that from the very beginning trailer, the first trailer that was released. So I knew to look for that, and then. Well, I mean, I watched the stuff like on like stuff you might have missed. Like I didn't understand some of the shirts that they wore, but I noticed them.
Yeah.
And then it told you like, oh, well, this is why you see this shirt, and it's that's pretty cool.
And even the beer bottles is in there for a significant reason, or not significant, whatever reason. But you can, I never saw what it said, but apparently they even tell you what in the Easter eggs what it says. But it's got some kind of.
Now, this movie is different from the first movie
because it's only the child or them as a kid.
Yeah, and also it's based in the 80s, and so some things got changed.
Instead of 60s and
50s.
50s, okay.
Somewhere around there. So some things got changed. And some things I liked and some things I didn't. Like I said, I've never read the book. But apparently this movie goes more based off the book.
That's rare.
So, like, they pulled more stuff out of the book on this one. But, this thing was only made with $35 million or something was what was said. I'm pretty sure it was 35. I don't think it was 50. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I read 35 million. So, like, they wanted to add other stuff that they had to cut. Because with CGI, like adding an extra scene. Well, you can only do it with CGI because it's like a back in the day scene.
Well, yeah, I understand that. But
like him doing something with something, like a little bit of CGI. And, of course, him there.
I wonder if CGI was used for, like, some of the products. Because I'm almost bet you probably couldn't get some of those products these days no more. Because
like
the box, like when they was in the drugstore.
Yeah, they can. They print them off.
Oh, they just make them themselves?
Yeah, they make them. Yeah, most of that stuff. I mean,
I'm gonna say
they could do CGI on it, granted, but I'm pretty sure they print the old.
Make their own stuff.
Yeah.
One thing that got me is I read this article that Bill Skarsgård should get an Oscar for the playing Pennywise. The only thing I think is he wasn't in that movie that much. Because it was CGI Pennywise.
Some of it was.
And that killed it for me. I hated that.
But you got to, I mean, with his monster character, some of it you got
still,
to.
Though, man.
You ain't got no option. I mean, they can't do practical effects for everything.
I know, but sometimes I don't like CGI at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's understandable.
Like the Ninja Turtle movie. I don't like.
Come on. I mean,
I'm from the 80s and I grew up on the original.
Did you watch the Jungle Book?
Yeah.
All them animals were CGI. They were pretty badass, though. And them things look real, though.
Yeah.
I mean, them things,
You could tell that this was not, you could tell this was a CGI Pennywise.
Part of it. Not all of it. I mean, yeah, some of it. What part were you talking about that was CGI Pennywise?
I think mainly the ones where, like, and he's coming at him in the basement where the water is, and he's like, you know, doing all that.
That's so hard.
Yeah, that's CGI.
I'm telling you, every time he come up, I laughed.
I
started giggling.
You think Bill Skarsgård did that part where he jumped out of that box onto the lid where he landed and he had his hand down?
Well,
you think he legit did that, or was that CGI?
I don't know. Does anybody legit do that?
Well, they might have had something like a stunt double and like.
I mean, they could have done that, but I mean, I wasn't focused on that as much.
I'm sure.
I enjoy clowns, so every time he come out, I started laughing, and even when Georgie come up, and he was all evil Georgie.
Yeah.
I'd giggle because to me it's just amazing. I loved it, and people started looking over at me because he was all like, "You can float too," and I started laughing because I knew Pennywise was coming, and I love seeing Pennywise.
Well, that was a good thing. That's a cool thing that while he was doing that, you see Pennywise slowly creep up out the water, and then that's when he's like, he just rushes.
He slams him down though.
He slams Georgie back into the water.
And I was like, I love seeing him. But as I said
I'm
many
gonna
times,
tell you,
I enjoy clowns. Scary clowns don't scare me. They make me laugh.
But the trailer alone for this movie was better than the original movie.
Well, that's your opinion. Just like assholes, everybody. But was the original movie fantastic? No. But I liked the original, especially the first part with the kids. I enjoyed that. I mean, that's just, I don't know.
But didn't the original bounce back and forth?
At the first it did. And then they got to more into the kids' story, where they were just as kids. And I enjoyed that more.
They kept all the original names, right? They used everything, the names and everything.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're going to go,
yeah.
I guess if you're going to go off the book, you got to go with that.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a legit remake, not a.
Yeah, this is a legit remake. Yeah.
Not kind of like how like Halloween was.
Think, I believe the book was released in '86. They made the movie in '91. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like a 20-year wait or 10 or 15-year wait.
I think Stephen King was, everybody wanted to make his books.
But I mean, in all honesty, though, what could you do with a TV movie? Low budget, extremely low budget. And
the stuff in that story, like, what got me is, it's a rated R movie, and it's you don't want to see this stuff, but what's the girl's name? Beverly. It just hinted around to the fact that her dad was fooling around with her.
Yeah, that was in the book. It's full blown.
Oh yeah. But then I was talking to somebody and said this is a PC world now. So,
you can't really.
They probably didn't want their movie to get boycotted. Which took me back to the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. They were straight, almost pretty much blunt, with Freddy Krueger talking about how he liked a little girl or whatever her name was.
Yeah.
So
but he messed with the little boys too.
Oh yeah.
Supposedly, I mean.
But I just kind of.
Okay, so I think we've gotten off track as a review for this movie. We've just talked about the movie.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Get us back on track.
But as far as this movie goes, I would suggest go see it.
Definitely.
I enjoyed it. There were some slow parts, just like every movie, in my opinion. Especially the beginning. I mean, because they got the story up about who the kids are and this and that. And I mean, that's my opinion on it. But when Pennywise started coming in full effect, and just getting them, I enjoyed it better.
My son about fell out the seat laughing when Georgie hit his head on the.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Because that wasn't in the original, was it? He actually
not an original movie, yeah.
Oh, and then what I also loved, was like when Pennywise jumped out and just bit his arm off. I was like, hell yeah, that's why it's rated R.
Yeah,
they didn't show that.
I mean, that's why I was waiting on a rated R film.
And yeah, you see them. You know what's funny is the way the look of that. When they're in there. Do you think if someone was really in the sewer like that that was CGI, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so. Them in the sewer?
Yeah, do you think someone standing in there would look that
No,
good?
was it the sewer?
No, he was standing in the...
No, I'm saying, do you think it was really the sewer, or if it was
something
him on a set? I mean, I'm thinking he was more on a set. He wasn't like in a real sewer.
So they shot that part, but because they didn't shoot it far away, did they?
No, they shot it close.
Yeah, so yeah, it was probably set then. But
Yeah,
you know,
I
when
mean-
they did pan out, you know, I guess that was probably a CGI. It had to be a CGI arm coming out where it stretched out and grabbed Georgie.
Oh, yeah. I mean, how else are you going to do that? I mean, they don't have 50 feet on. Well, they could have 50 feet on.
Go.
Inspector Gadget. But
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite shows growing up.
Oh yeah, off track again.
Yeah, well, that's why.
But then after the beginning, Georgie, what was the? You know, I don't know how far it's in, but when Bev was in the, she cut all her hair off because I guess her dad liked the fact that she
had long hair.
Yeah, so she goes in there and cuts it off or whatever, and
that was a pretty cool scene. That was a different take on the bathroom scene.
So, which I don't know nothing about that. I don't know the original.
Yeah, well, the original, I think it had a balloon or like come out of the sink.
Yeah.
The hole, and it popped and blood went everywhere. It wasn't as much blood as they had on this film.
When she cut her hair, was that same? Yeah. Because she, when did she cut her hair?
That time, right there, when the blood went everywhere.
Okay, so, but what? I thought she was in the bathtub reading that postcard.
Yeah.
So when did she cut her hair?
Wait, she might have cut her hair before that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, she was in the bathroom because what's the big kid's name? Ben. Yeah, he's the secret admirer. He wrote her a card and left it in her bag, and she.
You know all this if you watch the original movie. Just saying.
Anyways.
I'm gonna rub that in. So.
But yeah, she's in there, and then I guess she.
My heart burns there too.
Was she hear someone calling her name? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So she goes to the sink and she's like trying to talk to him, and then she goes and gets her dad's tape measure.
Pulls up hair with blood. Yeah, it was a good scene.
Yeah, and that's when the hair grabs her and pulls her to it, and then she gets a facial of blood. Just
oh my god.
Covers the whole bathroom. And then her dad comes in and he's like, "What's going on?" He don't see the blood.
No, see, that's the whole purpose. Like, the parents know that something messed up happens every so often, but they don't care. They don't do nothing about it.
Is it after a certain age it don't affect them? Is it because
once you hit adulthood, it don't affect you because you're not scared anymore. I mean, you know, pretty much like you're not going to be scared of him.
Yeah.
I mean, he feeds off the fear. I mean, that's the whole premise. Like, that's like the whole ending is they're not afraid anymore, so he can't hurt them.
Yeah. Because I guess he physically can't do nothing to them, can he?
Well, he tried, you see, but oops. But you seen? But here's a spoiler for the second one, and it was told in the movie that she seen all them back in when they were older. But they were scared to death. They're the most scared. You know, when she was floating, and she says it. I seen all of us back here in the sewers, but we're older, and we're all just scared. And she's like, it was the scariest thing, you know.
How do you think
fear came back?
So how do you think they're going to play that out with, you know, because I watched something with, I didn't know Tim Curry was like paraplegic now.
I didn't know that either. I seen what you sent me and I was like, oh my God.
He is like, yeah, I guess all he can do is talk now and head movement.
But he can still do the it voice.
Yeah, well, he was talking about the end scene of the original where he come out as a big spider.
Yeah, it sucked.
He said it wasn't scary at all.
No, it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't. But the one thing about the original movie, they did have the deadlights in there. And this one, they only showed just a piece of it. Well, you know, when he opened his mouth and you seen the three little lights, well, that was a nod to the deadlights.
Is that what turns them?
That's what made her eyes glaze over. Go comatose. You know what I'm saying? And it feeds, I guess it provides fear because you see your future. Like, she seen her future and she was afraid. Like maybe he feeds off of that. That's the only thing I can get. That's why all them kids were floating up there, because he was feeding off that fear, and they were floating. Maybe
so that's
maybe not.
That's where they all float down here.
Yeah.
So when Ben kissed her, did that bring her back?
Yeah.
So
I guess like a loving touch, or like the whole Sleeping Beauty crap.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
But in the original, none of them, like Beverly and Bill, don't end up together, do they?
No, they all go their separate ways.
Okay.
Which in the book, they'll all go this movie, they'll all go their separate ways. Each of them will be successful. They all turn out to be successful.
Does that play off into the...
Besides Mike, he stays in Derry.
Mike, is that
the black guy?
Black guy.
And he did a good job. And there were some things I didn't understand totally about this, because I haven't read the book. And, with the burnt hands coming out and stuff. And I got it afterwards,
Was that in the original, though?
No, it was about the nightclub. It was about the nightclub that burnt down. And his parents catching on fire. So that was that whole...
The original was a nightclub?
Well, that was in the book, but that didn't happen in the original film.
Okay, so what was Mike's background in the original?
I don't remember.
So in this one, it wasn't a nightclub, was it? It was their house, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was their house, but if you looked at the paperwork, all the stuff that Ben gathered on the history, he had a piece of it that said that the nightclub back in 1938 burnt down and killed I forget what the club was called. I just read up on it.
So that wouldn't have been his parents then, would it?
No, but his grandfather was the only one that survived out of it.
Okay.
Or one of the few people that survived. So, his grandfather kind of told him about it, and that's where it relates, then his parents burning, and,
Is it? Okay. What about Henry? Is it Henry? Is that the bully? Or what's his name?
I think it's...
Because I know
Bowers, Henry Bowers.
He carved the H in
Henry Bowers,
Ben's belly or whatever.
See, they cut out, I watched some things where they cut out some deleted scenes on him. Or they cut out some scenes, they deleted some because they had some more stuff where his father abused him. And they were going to show that. But they didn't, because it didn't test well with audiences. And people really didn't give a shit about his humanity. Why he was why he was the way that he was.
But it's typically the same, though. You can always... usually the bullies are the ones that are getting abused themselves. So they're taking it out on other people, right?
Yeah, I would say. And he killed his dad for a reason.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah, like that one scene where, he's out there and he's about to have his buddy put the cat up on.
Yeah, well, that was the one scene they left in to show that he was kind of abusive to his son. He's made fun of him, and
yeah, he shoots the ground in front of him, and he tells him, he says, a little bit of fear will make a paper man crumble.
Yeah, and that's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
So that was pretty damn crazy though when he's sitting there thinking about it, how he's traumatized in front of the car, which by the way, sweet ass Firebird. I would love to have that car. Yeah, but yeah, he sees the balloon floating in his mailbox and his knife is back.
But did the other kids not see it? That's what I didn't understand about that scene.
Yeah.
They're all talking to him.
They're older though, ain't they?
They're all the same age.
Oh, okay.
Well, they're older kids. They're 16 years old.
But I'm thinking that damn spring and that damn knife is strong to be able to shoot through somebody's neck.
Well, it's a sharp knife.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes it even better.
Yeah. But my whole thing is that's kind of a weird scene to me because they're all like, Henry, are you okay? And then he just gets up and starts walking away. If your friend is doing that, you're just like, what the fuck are you doing, Henry?
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to follow him? Like, dude, what are you doing?
You don't hear him hollering at him or nothing?
And then he goes, I don't know how much later when he did it, to his dad.
His dad was asleep in the recliner.
Friends ain't there no more. Like, they just, I don't know. It's just weird. Which, some movies are like that, though. So
and that's why they cut scenes and stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, get to where they finally figure out where everything is leading to, which is the well house.
Yeah.
So they figure out that's where Pennywise is. Was he there or?
That's his home base.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, pretty much the well.
Because Pennywise is not a real thing. He's my son was saying earlier. What is it? He's a being from another dimension.
Yeah. And he shows up as a clown because that's what your mind can only see him as. Okay. Supposedly, was the old school. You can't see him as anything else because your mind wasn't advanced enough to see him as anything else. You know, with these kids. And clowns are funny.
And there's some...
I found clowns funny. Some people
then my son was telling me about, I think that spider was something from another dimension too. Or something was...
I don't know, see here, that was the scene that was cut, was when they made the town of Derry, and it was said in the movie, was they signed a charter with 91 people, right?
Yeah.
Well, all 91 people come up missing. Well, that was a scene that was deleted. If they had the money, they were going to put it in.
To show them.
To show, like, hey, if you don't give me your kid, like to this woman, you know, he was there when it was signed or something, like, you know.
Well, you saw in the picture.
Yeah, I will kill everyone here if you don't give me your child. So give me your child, sign this paper, and the land is yours. Or some shit, you know, something like that. I don't know if it's exactly like that. Don't hold me to that.
Is that one picture though that showed the kid that one picture dropping in the well or whatever?
Well, no, you seen the one picture where he's like, and it showed him in it, like the photo of like them signing the paper.
Yeah. And you see Pennywise?
You've seen like a little version of him peeking around. It was going to be that. Like he was there when they signed it.
Yeah. So he was obviously showing up to the adults then.
Well, there he was to get their children.
Okay.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like he let them set up shop there so he could get their kids. That's how I took it. That's how I took it. People might have different opinions on that.
So that's how Derry come about? Or
yeah, I mean, Derry, they signed the, whatever it was, and then kids started missing every 27 years.
Why'd the 91 go missing?
What's that? Kids?
No, the 91 people that signed.
Oh, I don't know. That's what was never explained, so I didn't know. I took it as they fucked up.
And so he ended up killing them?
Yeah, that's what
Or he had one of the kids kill him.
Yeah, I mean, I took it as either they just all disappeared because they seen what was going on.
Yeah.
And people forgot and come back. But apparently it's all the parents forget about all the horrors that happened to all the children there. And they still have kids there. It's fucking nice. I mean, if you grew up in that town, you grew up there. Kids were missing when you was growing up, and then 27 years later, or you know what I'm saying? Like you're 6, 7 years old, 8 years old, and you hear about kids coming up missing. Or 13, just say,
yeah,
you want to have children?
No, I'm moving out of that town to have children.
I mean, yeah. And then you're 40 years old and you're still living there and you got like a 15-year-old or whatever, you know?
How'd they make it?
They were one of the lucky ones.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he don't kill every kid.
Yeah, just the ones that I guess he can.
Well, the dumbasses. Kids are coming up missing. You're going to go outside? No, fuck
I
you.
guess like Georgie going up to the drain, like, hey.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to talk to a clown and you deserve to die.
A drain? Yeah, I'm not. I see a clown in a drain, I'm like, oh, fuck that.
I'm not saying every kid deserves to die, but you kind of deserve to die if you go up to a haunted clown in a drain. So,
yeah.
No. At least in a book.
So then where do we go from the house? They went twice to the house. But the first time is when, Richie? Is Richie the one that's his
Eddie.
mom?
Eddie.
His mom?
Eddie.
Oh, I thought it was Richie.
Richie's a comedy guy.
Oh, Richie's the one with glasses, right?
Yeah.
So Eddie is, his mom is making, what's they call that, MacLeod syndrome? Where the mom, is that what it is? Where the mom pretty much tells the kid that he's sick all the time?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, anyways, he's really not.
Placebos. Gazebos.
What's placebos?
It was a placebo.
Something just didn't affect you, really?
Yeah, but he called it gazebos. These are gazebos. That's why.
So yeah, he really didn't have nothing wrong with him. It was just his mom wanting him to need her is what it was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's the needy mother. What's her name had the abusive father. Bill, his parents didn't give a shit because they lost a kid. Richie, I don't even know what the fuck his parents did. Because they weren't around. Were they?
They never talk about him.
Yeah. Ben, his father died in an accident, or like, he was in the Air Force. He's in the Air Force, his father was, or something, and his father died, so they moved there to town with his aunt and uncle. And in the original movie, they showed you why he didn't like being home, because they treated him like shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like his cousins would pick on him and stuff, and they wouldn't do nothing. And so, yeah. And then Mike, you seen where his parents got burned up.
So he was with his grandpa or his uncle?
His grandpa.
Okay.
And they were killing sheep, so that's pretty nice. I was like, damn, that sucked.
So yeah, they're running around I guess you call it the well house, pretty much, whatever the house is. And of course, Pennywise is fucking with them.
And that's one thing about this movie is he fucked with them a lot.
Oh yeah. Then he had Eddie. He fell down, or what's that? What do you call it? What
the leper.
The leper, yeah. He had him. It was chasing him, and he ended up falling through the hole in the floor, and then breaking his arm. Like, damn thing was dangling, wasn't it?
That scene where Pennywise comes out on him.
Oh yeah, out of the refrigerator.
That was the first time they got to see him.
Oh, so they still. Oh,
they were kept away in person. They never seen Bill dressed up as Pennywise. They kept him away for like a month or two during filming, because they filmed their own scenes and he filmed some of his own stuff. Well, they kept them separated.
And they looked terrified.
That was the first time they got to see him because they wanted a natural reaction on him.
Yeah, and then when they all got down in there,
on them and shit.
Yeah, and when they got all down there, and he's doing, especially after Beverly shoves the damn rod through his head.
He went nuts.
Oh, they were like, going, oh yeah.
But Pennywise went nuts. He's just like, I was just laughing all the time.
And I think at one point when they were fighting back, that Pennywise got scared. He's like, oh shit, they're not scared of me.
That's what they're saying is when they're all together, they're not scared. So he tried to separate the group,
Yeah, that's why he was lowering each one of them to a different room or whatever.
Yeah, and we forgot about Stan. Stan was a Jewish kid.
Yeah.
And his dad was really hard on him.
He was scared of the painting on the wall in his dad's office.
Yeah.
It was pretty creepy looking painting too.
Yeah, I didn't much care for it.
But yeah, that's when, he goes and gets the cast, and then he goes to the drugstore to get his prescription, and that girl pretty much tells him.
Well, she writes loser on his cast, and they're placebos and stuff.
Yeah, so he finds out that his mom has really been feeding him bullshit. Isn't that what he says?
Yeah.
Bullshit?
Yeah. They're gazebos.
Yeah. So then they go back to the house. So that's when they're.
Well, Bill wants to go back, and then they all follow him, of course, and try to stop him. But then, of course, they have to go in, right?
Go in the well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they go back to the well because Bev gets taken by Pennywise.
Yeah.
I mean, they all separated for a month.
Well, she was about to.
But they all separated for a month because they didn't want to die. Remember after Eddie got hurt?
So what was it? Bev. She was about to leave or something.
Yeah,
her dad.
She stood up to her father, and yeah.
And I guess she was scared at that moment, so that's when Pennywise got her.
Yeah.
And then Bill comes in and sees her dad on the floor, and then what does it say on the ceiling?
If you try, you die.
Yeah. So he knows then that's when he goes and finds
Richie,
and
they get all of
makeup or whatever.
Yeah.
So they all gang up and go back to the well house and end up crawling into the well and going. They don't go all the way to the bottom, obviously.
No, they don't go to the bottom.
There's an opening
I don't
in
know
the
how
side.
big that fucking deep that well is, though.
So yeah, they get to that point, and what is it? What's the
Henry?
Henry shows up,
Mike?
and Mike is about to go down, and then he starts fighting with him.
Yeah.
and he's about to shoot him with what's that?
A bolt.
Bolt, yeah, the bolt gun. And I guess what happens?
They get on the ground and
something happens where
he grabs a rock and hits him. And
then
he pretty much just shoves him down the well. But Henry's not dead.
He don't shove him down the well. He tackles him, and
he's not dead.
How is he not dead?
He's not dead. Henry Bowers is not dead.
Was he not dead in the original?
No, he is not dead. He will come back.
Obviously not alive, right?
Yeah, he'll come back alive.
How the fuck is he alive after that damn fall?
They didn't show him die.
That don't mean shit.
Pennywise could have saved him. He's magical.
Yeah.
He is a dancing clown.
What's that? Yeah.
I love that shit. I love circuses.
It's creepy as fuck.
I don't think so. I thought you thought that was creepy.
No.
I mean, I guess it was kind of creepy. I mean, it wasn't a sewer, but I mean.
So yeah, that's when they see. Well, no.
To me, this is like the perfect summer flick for kids.
Yeah.
Because like I could see myself, and this is why I think I really liked the original movie was, because I could see myself and my friends going and doing that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because we actually did crawl through. There's a big sewer, not a sewer, but I guess it was. What was it, drainage pipe?
Yeah.
Where the water went into the street and then it come out and then it drained down into the creek. Well, it's huge, and we actually did crawl in that and then crawl up and then crawl down and then get out of a grate. It was freaking scary though. I think that's where my what's that called? Claustrophobia set in, because there's a point where you have to climb through a thing and there's no turning around. Like you couldn't turn around. You had to go. It fucking, yeah. After that, I did it one time.
So let's get back on track because we're at 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But
so anyways, good movie.
Oh yeah. Well, let's get to the ending. What was it? Are we gonna spoil it completely, or are we gonna leave it at that?
I would just leave it.
Okay. Well,
I mean, because they all get together, they stand up to him, and there's gonna be a chapter 2.
Yep. So ending credits, and then chapter 2.
Yep.
So yeah, it's all in all, a couple, too much CGI for me, but that's just me. Johnny, he didn't mind it.
Yeah, it don't bother me because I know that stuff has to be CGI.
I understand you do have to do it at certain points or whatever, but
yeah, with what they're going with, I mean, it's not like it was all CGI. So
no, you can tell definitely when it was real.
Yeah.
So all in all, though, like I said, definitely check it out. Check it out twice because I did see pieces of it the first time, so I knew what to expect going in. But then I saw more stuff, like they always say.
I was thinking about going twice.
Yeah, because you'll see stuff you didn't see the first time. So that's probably why they're making as much money there, because people are going and seeing it multiple times.
Oh no, man, that place is packed. But anyways, if you like this video,
I think this is our first official,
real deal
video podcast.
Yeah. But if you like this kind of stuff, let us know.
These sweet ass mics.
Yeah, whatever. Anyways, let us know. Share this, like it, subscribe to YouTube. This will also be on SoundCloud too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, so it'll be.
Check us out on all our social media platforms.
Yeah.
We're on everything.
Everything. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchats, Blueberry.
Yep.
I think that's a listening thing though. Or is it Blueberry a listening thing?
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's like SoundCloud.
Yeah.
So
we liked it. We suggest you go see it. Wait, we liked it. We suggest you go see it. Is that better?
We'll go ahead and plug this real quick. Our next event that me and Johnny won't be at, but I guess Bree and probably Bradford. It's in Kentucky at Scarefest 10. But yeah, we'll put more info as it comes.
Yeah, go check that out.
That's at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And of course, the one we will be there. Full Moon Tattoo and Horror Festival.
Yeah, definitely go check that out.
Yeah. But
well worth it. Good lineup this year.
We're sponsors of it, of course.
Yeah. And there's a good fucking lineup this year, it seems. Good God, there seems.
Oh, one thing too, I think next weekend Nashville Nightmare opens, and I'm hoping
all the haunts are opening up next weekend.
Oh,
right?
okay. Oh, a lot of
pretty much.
A lot of them.
Yeah.
But one thing though, because we sponsored Haunt Pink Awareness.
Yeah, Haunt Pink Awareness. Go get your shirt.
So they'll be selling them at Nashville Nightmare and probably Priest Lake too. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I imagine they'll be at Priest Lake.
Yeah,
so definitely Haunt Pink Awareness. If you don't know,
they select one person.
One person. All the proceeds goes to her.
Yeah.
They get get sponsors to buy the shirts and buy whatever else.
Yeah.
And then all the rest of the money goes to the one that they sponsor.
Yeah.
So it's a good cause.
Definitely. So that's why we're the second year doing it.
Everyone knows someone that's had breast cancer.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's pretty much a given.
Yep. So yeah, definitely check that out, Nashville Nightmare. And I'm thinking since Nashville Nightmare is a part of or is putting on Priest Lake, it's going to be there too.
Yeah.
Check it. We'll check out all. Go to our haunt page and you'll see all the haunts that pretty much is in Middle Tennessee and surrounding areas. So,
yep.
Check it out. That's all we got.
We out.
Peace.